Thank you very much. My name is Fashanu Oluwaleke from SMS Online Film School. You are welcome once again to our online training. This is another edition of our training. I hope you enjoyed the last lecture that we brought to you on the introduction of film editing and editing software workspace. You are welcome to another edition where you'll be learning something different this time around. We want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also invite more people to subscribe to the channel. You can also like our Facebook page at SM Studio 22 so that you can follow us well. Then in the course of this training, I want you to pay rapt attention as you watch this tutorial video, and drop all your questions that you might have in the comment button, or you can as well join us on our training platform, both on Facebook, on WhatsApp, and some other platforms, so that you can ask your question there, so that we can you can be sure we will actually answer you. So once again, you're welcome to this edition. So can we go to the class now? All right, thank you very much. You are welcome again to today's lecture. Just like I said, if you didn't watch our last video, which is the lecture 2, please go on that channel, search for lecture 2 and watch it, because this training is is sequential, one after the other, and if you omit one step, you might lose out in the flow. So it's better you follow us gradually. If you follow us well, I can tell you that by the time we get to the end of this training, this first package, you will have become what we want you to become. So please go do well by taking your time to watch the previous video before you watch this one. All right, now today we will be last time we talked about tools, basic tools in editing, and how to create projects. How you can create sequence also. You create project, then you also create sequence, and how to save it. So then today we will be talking about performing basic edits. That is, we'll try to be doing some importing, bringing project in, how to import, then how to do some little things, how to cut on your timeline, how to just do some kind of editing. So we'll be doing that today. So that's what today is meant for. So let me start because of our time. Now let's assume that you just opened your Adobe Premiere, and okay, let me start by creating projects. Let's assume that you just open it and you want to create projects. Of course, I told you that you click on the new project, create new project, then you title your project class editing class work. Don't forget to choose your location where the file will be saved to. This is my own location on the desktop, so select that folder and click OK. So it will be saved inside that file. I've told you, don't bother yourself about much of these settings. Make do with the default setting, you will be all right with that. So just click OK, and you sure you will have something like this. So now the first thing you want to do, of course, you might want to check which workspace you are using, and what you want to do for now is editing. You want to just edit, do some cuttings and the resizing and all the lights. So it's not as if you want to work on effect or color or audio or graphics. So please ensure that you are picking editing workspace, so I can give you the desired workspace. So, and this our preview panel here is also on effect control, so you can also choose the source control so that you can be able to preview what you have here, just like I told you in our first lecture when I was introducing you to workspace editing. So now the next thing for us to do is to begin to import our file. So if you remember, I told you that the files you use in editing is imported into projects media panel, and which is this panel. So this is where you import every of your file. So how do you do that? It is simply by either double clicking inside this box, something like this. Double click inside this box, it will pop up my file explorer now. Then after popping it up, you can choose the file you want to import. Just wait for it a little bit to pop up the file explorer. You can see the cursor is rolling, so trying to bring up my file explorer. Yes, you can see now that my file explorer has popped up. You can then search for the folder that contains the files you want to edit, from your file explorer. Access it anywhere you think you have saved it. So then once you do that, let's assume that you have done that and you are here on the file. Then all you need to do is to click on that file, then click on open. Then you can see it has imported that file directly to my project media. So you can see that file is already there now. That is number one way of importing your file. Another way you can also import your file is by coming to the file menu here, click on it and click on imports. Also the same thing, click on your file, click on open, and you can just simply press Ctrl I. Is another way. Ctrl I is to bring you to this what's it called, your file explorer. Is just to open it up and you pick your file. So then you click on open, then it will import it. Then the second thing I would like to talk about is importing folders. Now this one, the one that I have done is I imported a single file. You can as well select more than one file by holding down your control key and clicking on the files you want to select. So let's assume that I want to import all of these files. Let's assume I want to import these 3 files. So click on them and click on open. It will bring everything to this place. So the number of files you select, is the one that it will also bring here. But the one I want to talk about apart from this is importing folders. It's possible you import folders and not files. And how do you do that? It's by simply selecting the folder that contains your file. Instead of opening up this, let's assume that this is the folder, and instead of now picking them one after the other or now selecting everything together to click, no, you can simply bring in the whole of this folder. You can bring in the whole of this folder into your exporting. So once you click on it, you can see import folder. So if you click on it, it will import the whole of that folder for you completely. So just click on OK, then you will now click on that folder. Now what actually happened, you can see that there is no file inside that folder. It is the reason for that is because the file contained inside that folder cannot be imported, and that was the dialog box. That was the report information that popped up the other time. So let us try to import what the folder that contains files that can be imported. Let me see if I can lay one hand on one. Let me see if I can lay hand on one. Or let me try to quickly create one. Let me try to quickly create a folder. Yes, and then let me take some things inside it. Yes, and now I already have You can rename your folder also if you like, so that you can make my files. Yes, now I have a let's try to import this folder now. Let's try to import this folder now. I think that folder now contains files that can be imported, that can be previewed here. So let's try to delete this one. Now if you open that, you can see that it's brought that folder itself, even including the name. So inside that folder, then you can double click on it and begin to access all the files inside it. So it does not make your work to be scattered, it makes your work to be arranged. Not like just put everything here. Let's assume that you have scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, scene 4, scene 5 in your footages, or maybe it is wedding, maybe you have a reception in one folder, you have engagement in another folder, or you have a B-roll or whatever, you have it in one folder, you have sound folder, you have all of those different folders. Instead of you bringing out those files one after the other and just making your project panel to look rowdy, you can simply bring in the whole of the folder, and you access each of the individual of the files inside the folder, so it makes your work to look more neat. So that is a way of importing folders into your project. And the another one I would like to talk about is what we call creating bin. Now you discover that in this case I've told you the importance of importing folder. That is, instead of making this place to look rowdy, having too many files open like that, you just have them in folder. So you already put those files inside one folder, put those files, so that it makes your work neat. You already know what you are looking for. If you are looking for a file now, you know which folder to open, not that you now begin to scroll. Because I'm saying all of these things because by the time you begin to do big job, by the time you begin to work on full editing, you will be working with several thousand, hundreds of files. So if you don't learn now how to arrange your files and folders very well, you'll be having problem. So that's why I'm taking my time to tell you how to arrange your folder, your project media very well. Now let's assume that you have imported all of these files like this, and maybe they were not created with they were not in one folder, or you didn't import the folder. You can as well create bin. That bin is also like a folder tree. It's also like a folder that houses all your files. So let's see how to create a bin. You can see this icon just below your project media panel. You can see new bin. If you place your arrow on it, which is your cursor, you will see new bin. So if you click on that new bin, then it will create a folder automatically for you, and it will ask you to name it. Let's say scene 1. You name it scene 1. So you already know that all the footages inside here will be scene 1 footages. Then you can select all of these files and bring them inside. So you see now, so scene 1, so you can bring them inside. Another thing you can as well do is that by the time you want to import, instead of just importing into this panel anyhow, import your files into that bin. It makes it neater. So, and since you have created the bin, just click on it, then double click inside that bin, so that whatever you import goes directly. Let's assume that I want to import this file, so it will go directly inside that bin, not just your project panel. So you can see now, so that file that I just imported now is inside scene 1 bin. So that's where you will see it, so that it makes your file to be neat and your project media to be neat, so you can create as many bins as possible. So that is also how to import file and how to create bin. I hope you get that. Yes, thank you very much. Let's proceed. Now let's assume that you have imported your files just like the way I have done mine. Let's assume that you have done it also correctly like that. Then the next thing is to preview our file. So I told you that before bringing your file to the timeline, first of all try to preview them. So try to preview them if that is what you need. So let me, the next thing, so I told you that you will have to preview first your file on your source window so that you can first watch it before bringing it on the timeline. See if that is what you want to, what you need, or not. So you can try to double click on it so that it will show on the preview window. Don't forget, if the preview window is on the effect control tab or the mixer tab, if you click on it, it will bring it back. So then try to preview it there. Of can see. So just try to preview. Say, is this what I'm looking for? Okay, is this the file I need? Okay, if it is the file you need, you might decide to say that no, I don't need the whole of the thing. I need it from from a point to another point. So, but if you are sure that that's the file you need, then you can just click on it, hold that click, hold down the click button and drag. Don't forget, click on it, hold down the click and drag. It must give you this arrow on your cursor, something like and. It shows that it's picking up the file. Then drag it to your timeline. That's how to bring it to your timeline. Yes, I told you this one yesterday also, that you might need to change your sequence setting because the file type is different from the sequence setting. So just change it so that it can fit in. Yes, so you can see now we already have our file on the timeline now. So which is what we'll actually need. Yes, you can see now we have brought our file to our timeline. You can as well then you begin to do whatever cuttings and sizing you want to do. Want to bring another one, try to preview it, check around. If what you need is not inside this folder, just press this arrow button. It takes you to the previous folder. Maybe what you are looking for is not inside this folder. Take this arrow button, that takes you back a step back, then look for other files. And okay, this is another one. Oh, you can try to preview first. You can see. Yeah, so if that's what you need, so hold down your right click on that file, hold it down like that and drag as well. Then to come to bring that file, then position it. Don't position it on this one. If you position it on this one, it will cut, it will cut that point off as though it's overwriting it. So to overwrite that one, so drop it there. So with that you will be able to, you are succeeded in bringing your files to your timeline. So that's how you continue to do. Now I will try as much as possible to import some files now and perform some basic edits. How do you edit? How do you do some basic edits? So I just try to bring some files that look meaningful so I can perform a meaningful edit. Let me try to see if I have files that we can use to do some practicals. Okay. Okay. Let me come here. I think I have a movie rush is here. I think I have a movie rush is here. No, should be here. Okay, good. So I think this is a this is a folder that contains some footages. So let me just try to perform a simple edit for you. Let me try to bring in one of the files. Yes, let me create my bin first. Bin, say practical. Yes, and click on enter. As practical, double click on that folder, on that bin, and double click inside that bin, so I can give you this place. Then search for your file, where your file is located. Okay, remember I should even make do with this one. Let me make do with this one. Let me try to bring in this file and this file and probably this file. Just click on them and open, so it brings them inside this folder. Don't forget, it brings them inside this folder, the bin that I created, which is the practical bin, the bin I labeled practical. So it brings it inside that folder directly. Now, yes, let me just try to do something. So now let's assume that this is what I have to edit. Maybe I want to edit these things together. So let me do some practical. So the first thing is for you to preview. So you preview. Let's preview and see what we have in there. Trying to increase the volume of my system. Okay, is that it's like that footage is very low. The audio is very low. So let's try this. And let me see if the audio is good. Action. I think the audio of this one is better. So maybe I should import this one instead of that one. So let me delete that folder, or rather I should delete the files instead of the folder. Let me delete all the files and import another one. So right, yes. Let's assume that these are the files I need. So let's just preview. Let me preview it. Don't mind my system. The file is heavier sort of than my system, so that's why it's not playing smoothly. So that's why you need a good configured system. So let's assume that this is what I need. I want to start with this. So just click on it, drag it to your timeline. Change the sequence setting to match the file property. Then the next thing you want to do is to expand. You can see it is still small, so I cannot see it well. So it's to expand, and you expand by clicking on this one, holding it down and drag it. Either you drag it leftward or rightward. So you can drag it like that and bring the cursor on it. Bring the cursor on it. So then from here you can then preview. Action. Don't mind my system. I believe you should be using, for your own smooth editing, get a good configuration system that you can use. So the shot begins with a tilt up of camera to the face of the subject. Okay, now let's assume that I need this shot from the point where they begin to sing. Of course, you will not include where the director is in action. So immediately after the action. So immediately after the action, you need it. So position your cursor immediately after the action. This is the action frequency on the audio. So just position your cursor immediately after it. You can expand your sequence by like that. Then you want to cut off this part so that you can begin the clip from where the camera begins to tilt up. So you will not forget. You remember that I told you that the tool you use in cutting is what? Your razor tool, and which is this tool. You can as well press C for you to change to that tool. So just press C. You see that your cursor has changed to a razor now. Then click it, lay it on that blue line. On that blue line, then click it. So you can see that it has sliced that shot into 3. Then you can click on selection tool, which is by pressing V. Selection tool. Now I just use this tool. Now I want to select this file to delete it now. So you have to select first on selection tool, click on it, then press delete on your keyboard. So you have deleted that file. Then this one you want to, so this one now begins from where you want it to begin. So that is that. Now let's assume that you want it to play all through to the point that the camera would have reached their face. Maybe to this point. So you want to stop it here so that you can show the face of the person they are singing to. So you can just click on your C, change it to this, or cut it here. You can cut it there. So you can cut it there. Then you want to bring in the child I are singing to, say, then so you bring him and lay him on the track 2, which is the V2 and A2, the video track 2 and the audio track 2. So you lay it like this, so now the next thing is for you to check for that file and see. Let me try to mute this file, this track and this audio track. So you want to pick a reaction of that child. So you can see the way the child is trying to dance. So you just cut, maybe you need small part just to show it as a reaction. Maybe that is enough for me. So now I just need this small portion. That's where I need. I don't need this one, I don't need this one. So the next thing you do is that, how do you delete them? You select V, which is your selection tool, or you come and click on selection tool, then click on what you don't need, so that you select it and click on what, delete. So click on the first one that you don't also need and click on what, delete. So that is that. You can see that you have audio on the track 2 and also on the track 1. So whereas you only want the audio of the track 1 to be the one that it will play. You need the audio of the track 1 to be the only one playing. So what you need to do in that situation is to so you have to mute the audio of the track. You don't need the audio, you only need the reaction of this girl. So you don't need the audio. So all you need to do is to mute the audio of that track and unmute this one, so that it is the audio of this track and 1 that will be playing. We will not hear the track, but we will see the video of that girl. So let's assume that, don't forget, we want this video to change. We want to switch from seeing this parent to that girl. So click on that, on the file of the girl, and drag it here. You can expand and drag it here. So you can see it now. So by the time, if you play it now, by the time it gets there, it will change to that girl's period, to the video of that girl, while it will not be playing the audio of that girl. Sorry, I'm having a big challenge seriously with this system playing the video file. Carol, you disturb me now. I don't want to say I'm quick in the mic. Now, so that is that. You can see immediately it gets there, it will switch back, it will switch to the audio of that girl doing the action, and come back to this lady. Now so just like I said, you can see now that I'm trying to just you can see I switched to that lady. So I will have to take you gradually on this performing editing. It will be in two phases, because I'm not sure, because of the length of this video, I don't want it to be too long for you to download. So I will have to break it into two, but at least I've started introducing you to how to do some basic editing on your system. So by the use of cuts, how to cut your shots, with the use of C to create slicing, how to select it if you want to delete it, how to select, and then hold it down, drag it, whatever you want to do, put it where you want to put it on the second channel, put it to the third, put it to the fourth, and like that. So you can also bring down the audio to another channel. So with that, you would be able to perform some things. So what I've taught you now, if you follow it well, you can use it to do your practice. Just get some footages and from maybe a cameraman or whatever, or maybe someone, an editor around you, get it and practice it. Just try to make some cuts, import your project properly, and bring it onto the timeline. Try to make some cuts, then arrange it sequentially on that. That's how you continue to arrange. Like that. And you want to put another one, and also put another one. Can also add another thing, maybe front here. Can now that is how you continue to lay your video. Let's assume that you just brought this one in, you can just click on it and put it in front. So that's how to lay your video. The last thing I'll be talking about before we leave this class is what we call the ripple effect. And what do I mean by the ripple effect? Let's assume that you have a video here like this, and you want to bring it to this place. Sometimes you might not be meticulous enough to position it correctly. If you are not careful, you can go and position it here, and you'll have cut this part of this video. Or sometimes when you are bringing it, you might bring it here, such that when that video is playing, immediately it gets here, it becomes blank before it gets here, and you will not know. It might be a little space, maybe something like this, that you will not even notice. So you think is there already. So if you look at these two videos now, you will not think that there is space in between them, whereas there is space. So it's better you make use of the ripple effect. It does it automatically for you. So this is how to do it. Let's assume you want to match these two videos together to be together. So the spacing between it, you click there, you click between the spacing between those two files, right click on your keyboard, you will see ripple delete. That is, delete the space in between. Delete the space between this file and this file. That's what that ripple means. Delete that space, right click it and click on ripple delete. So automatically it removes that space and brings everything together. You can see now, so it has brought it together. There won't be any space at all. So you will also need it when you are doing your editing. So if you can apply all of these two, I assure you that you will be able to do it effectively. I want to do another one for you. You can see now, that's that. So if you have all your files, just continue to bring them in. So assume that you just bring another one in. All you need to do is click in between, then right click on ripple delete. So that's how to do it. It makes your job neat, and you won't leave omissions in between your cuts on your timeline. So I feel like stopping here. Because practically we cannot exhaust the training on
performing edits, but I am thinking of making this training in 2 phases. So we have performing thing edit 1, then edit 2. So we still do the second. We still come again to talk about performing some basic edits, so that where I will be showing you some tips on how to do your editing to make use to flock around your files on the timeline. That's what I mean to do. So please put down all your questions, just like we have always told you, and meet us on our WhatsApp page or whatever platform, and drop your question there so that we can answer you correctly. Thank you very much. This is where we'll be stopping for today. Thank you for your time. Meet you in the next lecture.
Thank you very much once again. Thanks for watching our video. All this why I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. You can also join us next time that I will be coming with another wonderful edition of this training. And I want to remind you, please hit the subscribe button, and also you can hit the notification bell so that you can get notified whenever we bring in any of our tutorial or some of the videos that we have, so that you can keep following us. Thank you very much once again. My name is Swashanu Oluwaleke from SMS Online Film School. Bye.